Hi, this is Jagdish, Assistant Professor of EC Department, SNS College of Technology, Coimbatore. And today, in our AIML lecture series, we are going to discuss about the topic Perceptron Training Algorithm. Come, let's get into the topic. So, Perceptron Learning Algorithm. So, what is Perceptron? That is introduced by Frank Roseblant in 1957. Perceptron is a type of artificial neural network, which is a fundamental concept in machine learning. Perceptron learning rule based on the original MCP neuron. An algorithm for supervised learning of binary classifier enables neurons to learn and process elements in the training set or one at a time. So here that's the input data and weight and net input function, activation function, then output. So this is the process model. So the basic components of perceptron are input layer, weight, bias, activation function, output, training algorithm. The input layer consists of one or more input neurons which receives input signal from the external world from other layers of the neural networks. Weights. Each input neuron is associated with a weight which represents the strength of the connection between the input neuron and the output neuron. Bias. A bias is a term that is added to the input layer to provide the perceptron with additional flexibility in modeling complex patterns in the input data. Activation functions. The activation function determines the output of the perceptron based on the weighted sum of the input and the bias term. Common activation functions used in the perceptron include the step function, sigmoid function, and LU functions. Then output. So the output of the perceptron is a single binary value, either 0 or 1, which indicates the class or category to which the input data belongs. So the training data algorithm, that is the perceptron is typically trained using the supervised learning algorithm such as perceptron minima learning algorithm or back propagation. So types of perceptron are single layer, multi-layer. So single layer learn only linearly separable patterns. Multi-layer learn about two or more layers having a great processing power. The perceptron algorithm learns the weight for the input signal in order to draw a linear decision boundary. So perceptron in a machine learning beginning step of learning code and deep learning technology, which consists of input values, scores, threshold, and weights, and implementing logic gates. And nurturing step on an artificial neural link. So, what is actually a perceptron model in a machine learning? The machine-based algorithm used supervised learning on various binary sorting tasks is called perceptron. Furthermore, perceptron also has an essential role of as an artificial neuron or neural link in detecting certain input data and computation in business intelligence. Perceptron model is also classified as one of the best and most specific types of artificial neural networks. Being a supervised learning algorithm of binary classifier, we can also consider it is a single layer neural network with our four main parameters, that is input value, weight, bias or net sum, and activation function. So let's have the classroom activity. So find out the value of the black boxes using some hidden logic is there. Discuss with your group members and find out the answer. So perceptron learning algorithm, how it works actually. The perceptron model begins with multiplying all input values and their weights, then adds these values to the create the weight sum. Furthermore, this weighted sum is applied to activation function f to obtain the desired output. This activation function is also known as the step function and it is represented by f. And this step function or activation function is vital in ensuring that the output is mapped between 0 and 1 or minus 1 comma 1. Take note that the weight of the input indicates a node strength. Similarly, as an input value gives the ability to shift the activation function curve up or down. Step 1, multiply all input values with corresponding weight values, and then add the calculated weight of the sum. Step 2, the activation function is applied to the with the above mentioned weighted sum, giving us an output either in a binary form or a continuous value as follows. So types of perception model we already discussed in the previous episode also. The single layer perceptron model, multi-layer perceptron model, forward stage and backward stage. So the advantages and the drawbacks. So when it comes to the advantages, a multi-layered perceptron model can solve complex nonlinear problems. It works well with both small and large input data, help us to obtain quick prediction after the training, help us to obtain the same accuracy ratio with the big and small data. And the drawbacks are in multi-layered perceptron model, computations are time consuming and complex. It is tough to predict how much the dependent value affects each independent variable. The model functioning depends on the quality of the training. And the characteristics of the perceptron model, it is machine learning algorithm that uses supervised learning binary classifier and the linear decision boundaries drawn, enabling the distinction between the two linearly separable classes plus one and minus one. The limitations of perception model are the output of the perceptron can only be the binary, that is either 0 or 1 due to the hard edge transfer function. So let's take the assessment. So the first question is discuss different architectures of ANN with a neat diagram. What do you mean by perceptron? What do you mean by multi-layer perceptron? What is the function of hidden neurons of hidden layer in MLP? What is the back propagation algorithm for MLP training? Thank you.